What's up, everybody? Checking in for TMM Live number 8. So, let me know if you can hear me in the chat box. Just get this all set up. Okay. Can you hear me? Sweet. I'm using these new headphones. These are the Beats X. So, haven't actually used them for a live stream before, so not sure how it sounds, but actually kind of jury's still out on these. I'm not really sure if I like them. I wanted the AirPods, but they're never in stock. They don't ship for like 6 weeks or something. So trying out these Beats X in the gray color, which I think they look pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't like gone for a run with them yet. I feel like they might not be the best for working out because they still have the cords that kind of pull on the earbud when you run. So I feel like they might fall out of your ear. They also have more like noise canceling than the AirPods. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how much of that you want. All right, let me just get everything set up. All right, so what's up, everybody? Got Dexter, Mike, Varun, Ayush, Tassin, Oscar, Pedro, John Smith, So John Smith, hey, I just want to say huge respect for the video you posted the other day talking about dud products. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and of course, that video, that's just my opinion on those brands. So I know other people who love some of those things. So, obviously always try stuff for yourself before you make a decision about it. But all right, awesome videos. Okay, who is your favorite MMA fighter? That's tough. I watch UFC every now and then, but I'm not like an avid fan. I have to think about that one for a little while. It's been a while, so I probably don't know who's currently fighting a lot these days. I haven't actually watched a UFC in a few months, so. But I do like the smaller guys, like the lighter guys. I think those fights are more entertaining, and I like the guys who have a lot of jiu-jitsu and wrestling, because I think it's more interesting when the fights go to the ground, at least sometimes. I think those fights are more fun to watch than just like the heavyweight that just kind of stand up face to face and one punch can end the fight. I like to see the grappling a little bit. So, all right. Greetings from Bogota, Colombia. I've been through the Bogota airport, but never actually spent any time in Colombia. Chile. Let's see here. I noticed you fixed the whistling sound. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I think maybe this mic doesn't pick it up as much. No, I still have very much like an S kind of whistle with certain mics. So I have to, I basically, in the videos when I'm editing my audio, I EQ it out. I try to fix it because I know it can be annoying. So, but yeah, I don't know, just the way my mouth or teeth are shaped. So I don't know if there's any way you can fix that, All right, have any tips for finding good undershirts? Two brands that I really like for undershirts are Ribbed Tee. Those are really high quality undershirts. They have like tensile undershirts, and I like their V-necks because they have like a really deep V, so you can still wear like a t-shirt V-neck undershirt and you won't see it even if you have like your first two buttons untucked. Super comfortable, super high quality stuff. Not cheap, but it'll last a while. Another brand I've been trying out but haven't done a review on yet is Sloan, and they make similar shirts like Tencel, Modal, like really nice high quality synthetic fabrics. But the difference is they make shirts in skin tones, so they have like different shades of tan and brown and like cream, and when you wear shirts like that, as opposed to wearing a white undershirt, it won't show under your dress shirt if you're wearing like a white button-up shirt. So that's kind of a cool concept. So you might see something about that brand on the channel in the next couple of months. 30 tips on overcoming being socially awkward, social anxiety. I think, I think there's a few ways to deal with it, and obviously I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but I think there's training yourself, kind of cognitive therapy, sort of putting yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable and just dealing with them, forcing yourself to, interact with strangers more often, stuff like that. Obviously, if you actually have like severe social anxiety or something, you might need to talk to somebody or even look into medication. But a really good resource for that would be The Art of Charm, which is like a podcast and a company, a website. I think they have a blog too, and they talk a lot about that, getting out of your comfort zone and getting better at social interactions and building confidence. So definitely check out Art of Charm if you want more advice about that. All right, favorite show on Netflix. I really like Master of None, Aziz Ansari's show. I'm actually going to do a post soon about his outfits that he wears on that show because, he directs that show, and I think he actually picks a lot of his outfits from his own wardrobe. And he's a stylish guy, so I like watching that show. It's a good show anyway, but it's also fun to see what he's wearing. So, I think and they just released the second season of it, so that's a very good show if you guys haven't checked that out yet. Do more kids clothes videos? Yes, so we'll do more of those. How are Don's footwear shoes in terms of comfort? So Don's, even with like the midsole tech insoles, any form of elevator shoe is not going to be as comfortable as a regular shoe. I do think that midsole tech insole is more comfortable than the traditional elevator shoe insole. But you have to know that if you're wearing elevator shoes, you're gonna feel like you're wearing elevator shoes, even if they have that midsole tech. So, I think Don's is probably one of the more comfortable brands out there. It's still an elevator shoe. All right. Are there any other men's style YouTubers that you like to watch? Yeah, I watch a bunch of YouTube channels. A lot of the big ones, Real Men Real Style, Teaching Men's Fashion, Alpha M, and what are some of the smaller ones like Effortless Gent started making videos again, which I think hopefully he keeps it up because his videos are really solid. I like, even though I don't have a beard, I like Beard Brand. I think they do a lot of cool hairstyle videos. I like a lot of the grooming channels like Robin James, Blue Mon, those guys. And then a lot of the watch channels like Urban Gentry is one of my favorites. I really like that channel. So there's so many good ones out there. It's hard to keep up, with all of them. But I'm subscribed to all of those that I just mentioned. All right, what do I say to my tailor for a perfect fit? Well, that's kind of a vague question because it depends what you're getting tailored and do you have a relationship with them already? If it's the first time you're going to a new tailor, I would recommend bringing in something that is like low risk. So it's something easy, like a pair of jeans that needs to be hemmed or something. one way you can test a new tailor is bring them a pair of jeans and ask them to keep the original hem. And that means that little hem, that thicker hem that is on the bottom of jeans. Sometimes when they hem jeans, they just cut that off and then put a fake stitch. But what you want to do is you want them to keep that original thick hem because it looks better. So ask them to do that, and if they can't do it or if they don't want to, it means they're probably not a very good tailor. So that's one way to test out a new tailor. If they do a good job with that, then you can start bringing them more complicated projects, like getting a shirt taken in and getting sleeves shortened and stuff like that. Once you kind of have a relationship with your tailor, it's easy. You just go in, you put on the clothes you want to get tailored, they pin it up on you, you make sure it looks good, and then so a tailor is kind of like like your barber or something. Like, it makes sense to build a relationship with one person, and it gets easier and easier the more you go to the one person. All right, what kind of socks do you recommend? It just depends. I mean, we're talking no-show socks, over-the-calf dress socks, just regular crew socks, athletic socks. It totally depends. I have like a bunch of different socks in my wardrobe. So if you want to know about something specific, let me know. All right, favorite all-around clothing company. I'd say if I had to pick one company right now, it'd probably be Peter Manning, just because there are several brands that are making clothes specifically for shorter guys, but Peter Manning has the most clothes right now. So, like, for example, like Ash and Anvil, also a very cool brand, but that right now they're only making casual button-up shirts, whereas Peter Manning has pants and outerwear and suits. So I say if I had to pick one, it'd be them. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones. It's hard to pick one. All right, Ben, do you know of any brands of good, inexpensive button-down shirts that can be worn untucked, 5'4", and pretty much every shirt's like a dress? Yeah, I would check out Ash and Anvil. I think that's, I think they're doing a great job with a casual button-up shirt, so it's meant to be worn untucked. Peter Manning has some too. I think Ash and Anvil is a tiny bit cheaper. Both great options, and those won't need to be tailored because they're made for guys your size. So the length will be shorter than anything you find in like J. Crew, and the sleeves will also be shorter. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out. All right. What's up with those headphones? These are the Beat X. I just got them, just trying them out. Actually, I got these from Apple because I was having a problem with some software that I bought from Apple, and they couldn't fix it. So they sent these as like a consolation prize, like an I'm sorry. So I'm trying them out. I'm not sure about them yet, but I don't know. All right. You're about to go grocery shopping, then you saw the live stream notification. Appreciate that, Andrew. All right. Love videos. Got any tips for hair that gets floaty and will not stick in place with wax? I do wash my hair every day. I'd say if your hair is like too frizzy and like fluffy and it's not really doing what you want, I'd say use less shampoo would be my first tip. If you're shampooing every day, it's gonna make your hair really dry and really airy, kind of. So if you want it to be a little more malleable, I would use less shampoo. That'd be my first piece of advice. Try that. If that doesn't work, we can talk more about it. What is your main source of income? This is what I do full time. So it's between the YouTube channel, the blog, the website, themodestman.com, and the YouTube channel, and that's how I make a living currently. If you want to learn more about that, I write a little bit about that on the blog. So if you go to themodestman.com/income-reports, I'll put it in the chat. You can see how exactly I make a living off of this stuff. Ryan Lee, I'm 5'5". What do you think a good length of tie is for me? I've never owned a tie. 5'5", you're probably going to want like a 54-inch tie, 53-inch, 54-inch. Um, most ties, the problem is most ties are only available in like 57 to over 60 inches, which is going to be a little too long for you. Obviously, there's things you can do to hide the excess length. You can tie your tie like regular, tuck the excess into your shirt. You could tie a thicker knot, like a half Windsor or a full Windsor. Obviously, that doesn't look good with every type of collar, with every face. Or you can buy shorter ties. I know Dio Veritas, the made-to-measure company, they'll do shorter ties. Peter Manning does shorter ties. There's a company, shorterties.com, I think it's called, that also makes shorter ties. So there are some places to get them. Obviously, they're a little harder to find. Fort Belvedere, which is Gentleman's Gazette's brands, they make shorter ties too on the higher end. So yeah, there's places to find them. You just gotta look. Why don't you grow a beard? Because I look like a seventh grader when I try to grow a beard. All right, should you get a 100% polyester jacket or invest a bit more in a 100% cotton one? It depends what kind of jacket. I mean, if you're talking like a suit jacket or a sport coat, I wouldn't go polyester. I'd probably go wool. Or if you live in a hotter climate, I'd go you can go cotton. You can go with a tropical weight, like a lightweight wool. You could go with a wool linen blend. Or you could just go wool and get it with, no lining, and look for like a looser weave. But I wouldn't go polyester. There's usually no reason to do that. All right. Should you be willing to share an anecdote from your life where being short particularly sucked and what you learned from it? That's a good question. I have to think about that a little. Good question. Thoughts on Seiko 5 SNK? Love it. It's a great watch. Probably the best automatic you can find for under $50. Possibly one of the only automatics you can find for under $50. Yeah, it's an awesome watch. Wearing mine now. I'm gonna get a new strap for it, I think. Probably like a NATO or a leather. But great watch. I will do a review on this watch coming soon. All right, you like the style of J. Crew, but their sizes are too large for you if you try out the children's sizes. J. Crew kids might work. I'll try to do a video on that. Haven't actually tried any of their stuff yet, but yeah, I agree. I like the style of J. Crew. Unfortunately, most of their stuff doesn't work as well, because it's too big. So I think there are some good alternatives, like Peter Manning, like I mentioned. But yeah, shopping in the kids section of J. Crew might be a good idea. I just can't really vouch for it yet, but I'll give it a shot. I would like to order a custom-made shirt online. Do you have any favorite sites? I've tried out a bunch of online made-to-measure companies, and I've had good experiences with a lot of them. So some that I've liked, that I've reviewed on the blog and had a positive experience with. Blank Label, Oliver Wicks, Modern Tailor, Dio Veritas, who else? Tailor Store. Tailor Store is really good. Definitely one of my favorite in terms of customizations you can make. So, I would find I can't say like one brand is better than the other because it's such a subjective thing. It depends on the measurements you input. I would find the brand that fits your price and that has the fabrics that you like and the customizations, because like some brands have more fabrics than others, and then some offer more customization options like different collar types and different cuff types and stuff like that. So yeah, I would do a little bit of research, and you can look at my reviews and stuff. But all the brands I just mentioned are Modest Man approved. All right, some good questions today. I like this. All right, wine or whiskey? Whiskey. What'd you thought about lapel vest coat? Lapel vest coat. Not really sure. Okay, so like a waistcoat with lapels. Is that what you're asking? I'm not really sure what you're asking. Thoughts on Patagonia? Um, I don't have anything from Patagonia. I respect that brand. I was actually just listening to a podcast with the founder of Patagonia, and he's a cool guy. He's built a very cool brand, and I think that they're committed to quality and recycling all of their clothes and sustainability. And they have really cool company culture. So I really admire the brand. I haven't tried any of their clothes in a long time, so I can't really comment on the fit, but it's definitely high quality stuff. Are overpriced fashion brands really worth it? I mean, I try to stay away from the Tommy Hilfigers and Nauticas and Kenneth Cole and those types of brands, just because I usually can't find anything that actually fits. Maybe if I had more of an average body type and those clothes fit, maybe I'd like some of those brands. But yeah, I think with a lot of those brands, you're kind of paying for the label. Um, yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on those big fashion brands. Um, Favorite cologne? You know, Definitely not an expert on cologne, although I am trying to get a little more into it. I've been wearing Mont Blanc Legend for a while, for a couple months now, and I really like it. But I did just get a sampler pack of colognes in the mail, and so I'll be trying them all out and hopefully have some more cologne-related videos over the summer. Thoughts on T. Janley? Love T. Janley. I use it every day. I've been using it every day for probably 4 months now. Um, yeah, it's part of my skincare routine. I think it's very reasonably priced for what you're getting, and I think if you don't have like a system or a routine down, I think that's a great product for you, because it's you just order once and you get everything you need versus trying to cobble it together yourself. So yeah, it's a great brand, and I know they're all over the place right now, but I think it's just one of those brands that does live up to the hype, which is pretty cool. All right, why'd you start blogging? Have you always been interested in fashion? When did you start earning money from your blog videos? I started blogging because I was working traditional, professional jobs and not really liking them, and I wasn't liking the lifestyle of having to go to the same place every day, having a boss, the commute, the grind, the 9 to 5, and I really wanted to get out of that, out of that cycle, but I didn't really know how. And I tried a couple of other entrepreneurial things before I started doing this that didn't work out. And then I read a book called The 4 Hour Work Week, which I just did a video last week about 2 books that had a big impact on me, and this was one of them, The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. And yeah, it just kind of opened my eyes to this whole world of working online, running an online business. And so I got into blogging. I haven't always been interested in fashion. I was very much a late bloomer when it comes to even caring about appearance. I'd say mid-20s is when I started to really even notice that I wasn't dressing well and that I could do something about it. So I kind of got interested in online business and style at the same time, and then both of those passions grew together. And I started Modest Man in 2012, just as a blog. And I'd say it was a slow build. I started making a little bit of money after maybe a year and a half, 2 years. It mostly starts, you start getting a lot of free stuff. That's how it starts. And people send you free products, which is awesome, which is still awesome. But of course you can't pay the rent, with free stuff. So eventually you get to a point where you can start charging. Actually, I remember I talked to Aaron Marino on the phone, maybe in, when was it? I don't know, late 2014, early 2015. That was probably 2014. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you have to value your audience and, your channels. And he's like, it's okay to charge, to have sponsors and to charge money for advertising, and to say no to just getting free products, and when people just want you to promote stuff because they gave you something for free. And that kind of opened my eyes to, I thought, hey, maybe I could do this full time. I could make a living off this. And we're talking to Antonio too back in the day, Antonio Centeno from Real Men Real Style, and he was like, yeah, you could, was like, you could make a living. This could be a full time thing. So it's funny because now here I am doing it, and they were right. So it's very cool. But it's a slow build. I feel like this kind of business is like it's a grind, and that's why most people don't last long enough. Like they start a blog or a YouTube channel and they make a few videos, or maybe they do it for 6 months or a year and they're not making any money and they're like, oh, this isn't going to work, and they stop. And I think that if you stick with it for a while, I think, assuming you have good content, I think you can make it work. I think almost anybody can actually. All right. Sean McKee, describe your perfect date. Oh man, that's great. Perfect date. Let's see. I guess it kind of depends if it's like a first date, or like someone you're already in a relationship with. I'd say now that I have a girlfriend. Perfect date for me now is just like going out to a really good meal. Not necessarily a fancy meal, just really good food, getting a couple of great cocktails, a couple of old fashions or something, and probably just coming home and watching a movie. It sounds kind of boring, but that's I don't know. That's what I like to do, just my homebody. Yeah, just good food, good conversation. That's my version of the perfect date. All right. Do you prefer a morning or evening workout? Texas is getting warmer at this time of year. I have to decide to lay my workout or getting up early. I'm in the same situation. I live in Arizona, and it's like by the time I'm done with breakfast and ready to start the day, it's already in the 80s. So it makes running or anything like that pretty hard. So I'd say evening for me, only because I'm not much of a morning person. So I really like to have a slow morning. I like to have coffee, a good breakfast, and just wake up slowly. I've tried to do like morning workouts, like go running every morning, and I couldn't get it. Even if I did it every day for a month, I just still didn't like it. But I find that working out in the middle of the day, like taking a break from work and going to the gym, or going for a run in the evening after it's cooled down a little bit, for me that's much more enjoyable. I still run when it's really hot outside, but it's a lot easier when it's not summertime. It's not like in the 90s or even over 100 degrees. So I think you have to find whatever works for your rhythm and then stick with it. I know a lot of people have this crazy morning routine. They wake up at 4:30 and they run 10 miles and then they read a book and meditate for 2 hours, and like that's not me. I'd love to say that I have that routine, but I can't do it. So yeah, for me it's a more of a midday evening workout. All right, what brand of t-shirt do you like? Where am I? That fits well. 5'6", athletic build. Tried Buck Mason, I wasn't really a fan. You're 5'6", athletic. I would try, for t-shirts, I would try Peter Manning. Sharp casual wear might be a really good choice for you if you have an athletic build. Actually, definitely check out Sharp casual wear. I'll put this in the chat. I have a review for them. You can check out how their shirts look on me. Just keep in mind, I'm like 118 pounds, so if you have more muscle on your frame, they'll probably fit you better, but they still fit me pretty good too. They're a little big. But yeah, check them out. Peter Manning. This is a Gap extra small. Fits pretty well. Who else? I think that's probably it. All right. Do you play any musical instruments? Yeah, I grew up playing classical piano, so I got pretty competitive with that. I used to do state competitions and stuff. I started playing drums in high school. Played in the jazz band and the symphonic band, and then gotten a few rock bands. And then I actually, for a while, I got into music production and recording, and ran a recording studio. And so yeah, I was pretty deep into the music world for a long time. But now I just play piano for fun, I don't have a drum kit anymore, unfortunately, but yeah, just play piano for fun, a little bit of guitar when I can. All right, Dan Lopez, what do you think of the trend of wearing crew length socks with shorts? I like it, but one sec. Hesitant because I noticed most fashion bloggers pretty much wear no-show socks. Listen, if you like wearing crew socks with shorts, I say go for it. It's something that I don't do. I mean, I really like the no-show sock look, but I mean, if you like it, go for it. I think it's kind of trendy, and that's the only thing for me. I think it's probably going to go out of fashion soon, not soon, but in the next, I don't know, year or two, and it might be considered, I don't know, a little silly, I guess. And also, like when I'm wearing shorts, it's probably really hot outside, so having a no-show sock and having your leg and ankle exposed kind of helps keep cool. So that's part of the reason too that I wouldn't wear like a higher sock with shorts. So I don't love the way it looks, but also it's not as cool. So, all right. Let's see here. What is your current diet exercise routine? How effective is it? Sean McKee, you're always cracking me up, man. Current diet exercise routine. Well, so basically, I don't really diet or anything. I eat pretty clean. I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not a vegetarian. I just don't eat a lot of meat. My girlfriend's a vegetarian. We live together, so and she's a better cook than I am. So I end up eating a lot of vegetables. Yeah, I don't really have a diet. I mean, I eat till I'm full. I don't try not to overeat. Try to eat enough fats and proteins and not just carbs all the time. I don't really eat fast food. So I think for me it's not like my diet, it's what I don't do. So I don't drink soda. I don't really eat fast food, very rarely. I don't really keep like chips or anything like that in the house. I'm not like snacking on Doritos all day or anything like that. And for exercise, I probably work out total probably 5 times a week. Two of those will be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 2 or 3 will be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, and then the other 2 or 3 will be running. And I run about 3.5, 4 miles at a very slow, nice 9.5 minute mile pace, and that's it. That's what I do. So I'd say my exercise is a blend of cardio and like interval training, because martial arts is kind of like interval training, and that pretty much that keeps me feeling pretty good, and I think looking pretty lean. I think half of it is just genetics. I mean, my mom still looks like she looks 20 years younger than she is, so she has very, very good genes, and both my parents actually look pretty young. So I think I just kind of got lucky there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. One day, like, the thing is, I talk to older guys. I talk to guys in their late 30s, and they're like, "Oh, wait till you hit 35, your metabolism is going to slow down." And then I talk to guys in their 40s. They're like, "Oh, wait till you hit 40." But I don't know. So maybe one day, my metabolism will slow down. I'll get a big beer belly, but hasn't happened yet. So, knock on wood. All right. How tall is your girlfriend? She's like 5'2", 5'3", maybe. I think 5'2". Used to compete in piano competitions in Arizona. Nice. Actually, I grew up in Maryland. Yeah, I had a piano teacher there. Not here in Arizona. Super chat is my favorite thing. Yeah, thanks for using the super chat. That's very cool. All right. Greetings. Quartz are automatic. I prefer an automatic watch. I do understand the appeal of a quartz though, because I'll be honest, it's a pain having to reset your watch all the time when you don't wear it. I should probably get some automatic winders to keep these things wound up, at least one of them. But I don't know. I just think a mechanical watch is like a feat of engineering, and so there's something very special about it that you don't get with the quartz. But a quartz, I think, is a much more practical choice because it keeps better time, and you never have to wind it up, or you don't have to wear it to keep it going. So I have both. and I like them both. I think if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose an automatic. Okay. Let me go back up here. I missed a bunch of comments. A lot of my clothes are shades of blue, brown, or black. What other colors can I branch out in? I think like a good base color palette for men is, navy, light gray, dark gray, khaki, white, maybe a light blue. That's like a good base color palette. From there, I think it makes sense to expand to greens and reds. So like a hunter green, or like a forest green, or like a burgundy, deep red, like a Merlot kind of color, I think are good next steps. I personally, I don't expand much beyond that. I have a few button-up shirts that are very colorful, but I don't find myself wearing them very often. I kind of like a consistent, more subdued palette. So yeah, I think having a base and then building on there, but making sure that everything still works together is important. That way, you don't have anything in your closet that you're like, you can only wear it with one outfit. You want stuff that you can wear with a bunch of different outfits, so everything kind of works together. LL Bean shirts. I haven't tried on an LL Bean shirt in a long time. I kind of assume they'd be too big and baggy on me. Maybe that's not the case anymore. I kind of just associate LL Bean as one of those brands that's like, making big baggy clothing like most brands. Recommendations for face lotion that isn't greasy. I use the T. Shanley AM and PM moisturizer, and it's, you can see I use it just a while ago when I showered. It's not greasy. It goes right in, and it kind of, once you put it on and it dries, it's it's like it's not even there. So any high quality face moisturizer is going to go on and not be greasy. If it is greasy, that means it's probably not a very high quality moisturizer. Full brogues or quarter brogues? I'd say full brogues, because if you're going brogue, I might as well go all the way. How many kids? What are their names? No kids. Although I do have a little niece now. All right. Took your advice on the cashier girl. I was too late. Apparently last week was her last day. Sorry to hear that. How to wear black clothes as a slim guy but not looking too skinny? Well, if you're a slim guy, I think it's okay to look slim. Obviously, dark colors are going to be slimming, so if you don't want to look too skinny, I'd probably avoid dark colors. But if you are going to wear black, I'd wear it with shades of gray or burgundy or other colors that work well with black. The one thing that I would avoid, and I know a lot of guys do this, and that's fine if you want to, but I would avoid wearing like a white shirt and black pants, because I think for shorter guys that just cuts you in half horizontally, and it can kind of make you look shorter or throw off your proportions depending on how long your torso is compared to your legs. So I just avoid that altogether. But if you want to do that, go ahead. One way to get around that is if you were going to wear like a white shirt, black pants, but then you put on like a black jacket, that would kind of give you that streamlined look, even though you're wearing a white shirt, if that makes any sense. All right, what's your favorite meal to cook? Well, I'm not much of a cook. I like to grill, so I can grill some veggies or some steak, chicken. My favorite quick meal, and call me a hippie, but I like toast with avocado on top, and then some like melted like cheddar, and a little bit of sriracha. It's like my go-to quick lunch or snack. All right, sport coats come in 3-button. Yeah, there are some 3-button sport coats. I probably wouldn't recommend them for the shorter man. What causes hair fall? How to stop it? Kind of depends on your hair. You see, like my hair is getting a little longer, so it's falling down a little bit. So basically, just need to use a product with more hold to it. That's one way to stop it. You can also you can use a blow dryer, so you can apply some product, use a blow dryer, And once you get your hair to where you want it to be, use hairspray, and that'll lock it in place for pretty much the whole day. So if you're finding that your hair is always, you're styling it and it looks good and it's falling down throughout the day, I'd recommend using some hairspray right after you style it, and then don't mess with it, like don't touch it anymore. All right. Do you use face lotion daily? Yes, I use face lotion at least once a day, sometimes more. I usually use it after a shower or in the morning. Even if I don't shower, I'll rinse off my face and then use lotion, and then I'll use it at night too. Um, yeah, I mean, the brand I use now is T. Shanley, so you could try that out. Opinion on dyeing hair. I think if you're getting some grays or silvers and you want to look younger, I think dyeing your hair is a good way to do that. I'm actually using, I don't know if it's doing anything yet, but I started using this shampoo called Control GX, and I might do a review for it, but I wanted to see if it worked. It's a shampoo, but it's supposed to subtly get rid of grays and silvers over time as you use it. But it's not a dye, it's just a regular shampoo. So you use it like you would any other shampoo. You leave it in your hair for like a minute and then you rinse it out. So yeah, we'll see if I'll let you know if that works. 'Cause if that does work, that's probably the easiest way to sort of dye your hair, slowly over time. Will you be sporting a men's romper this summer season? No, I will not be jumping on the men's romper trend. How to get rid of dark under eyes? Well, I mean, you can see with this lighting, like I have some darkness, and a lot of it depends on your bone structure. Like I have deep set eyes, so I'm gonna get some shadows depending on where the light's coming from. Like right now, I have a couple of windows over here, but nothing over in front or over here. So I'm gonna get some shadows. It's just how it's gonna be. The best way, I mean, really the only way, if you're finding darkness and bagginess, is to make sure you're getting enough sleep, like enough deep sleep. If you don't sleep enough, it's gonna show around your eyes. And then you can also use an eye cream. The T. Shanley has an eye cream. Brickle has. I mean, there's so many brands that have eye creams. Find one that you like, and just try to use that all around your eyes on a daily basis. All right, moving to Scotland in September. What types, brands of jackets do you recommend for cold, rainy weather? Scotland. I think like a field jacket would be one good choice. I mean, obviously you could go with the rain jacket, something water repellent. But yeah, I think a field jacket would also be a good choice because it's okay if it gets wet. You wouldn't want to wear like a leather jacket or something that's going to get damaged. So I'd probably go with like a raincoat, like a shorter length trench, and a field jacket would also be a good one. All right, considering buying some jeans from J. Crew, how's the 484 Slim? I think J. Crew's 484 is a good slim fit. It's not quite slim enough for me, but I like a really, really slim fit. I'd say if you try that on and it's not quite slim enough, maybe try like Uniqlo or Banana Republic. But I think the J. Crew 484 works for the majority of men, so I would definitely give it a shot. All right, Ali. Yeah, I think the Slimline watches are a really great watch. I mean, they're not the cheapest watch. I don't have any, but I think they're really good looking. I think it's obviously a high quality brand. So I think it's a great choice for someone with smaller wrists. How do I lose cheek fat and get a more defined jaw? Well, I think the only way to reduce, that bulk in that area is to reduce your overall body fat. Because you can't just target one area. It's going to come off everywhere or be put on everywhere. So you'd probably have to diet. Take in less calories. and burn more calories. So that'd probably be the only way to get rid of, body fat around your cheeks. I've seen other, advice about how to get like a chiseled jawline and everything. I mean, one thing that definitely does work is facial hair. If you look at somebody like Eric Banholz from Beard Brand, or Tanner Guzzi from Masculine Style, Ryan Mickler from Order of Man, these are guys who look very different without their beards, and that's part of the reason that a lot of guys have beards, is because you can kind of craft your jawline a little bit and add some weight and some bulk to your jaw. So that's one way. If you can grow facial hair, I would definitely experiment with that. It's a little easier than trying to lower your body fat. All right, how can red or shades of red be worn in the summer? I think red can be worn all summer. For me, I don't love red's not my favorite color to wear. Not that it's a bad color. It's not for me. I have a couple red shirts. I prefer like burgundy, like a darker kind of like Merlot type red. But I think also like a bright picnic blanket red would work for summer. Yeah, it's just not my favorite color. All right. Do you think people think differently if one is wearing a suit? Yeah, I think if you're dressed up, I think people have a different first impression, when they see you. I think a suit conveys a lot of very, subtle nonverbal messages. If you're wearing a suit, you're probably doing something important, even if you're not. People will think that. So yes, what you wear definitely influences what people think about you, especially their first impression before they talk to you. Do you have any videos on a few different summer casual outfits? No, but I will make one. All right, so hair fall. Okay, so you mean when you say hair fall, you mean hair loss. So what do you do if you're losing your hair? There are a bunch of products to slow hair loss. Rogaine is one of them. They've been around forever. It depends what kind of hair loss you're experiencing. Is it a receding hairline? Is it male pattern baldness? So you have to get something that's specific for your whatever problem you're dealing with. So you could try to do that. You could try to stop it. You could try to restore your hair. There's all sorts of options you can get professionally done to restore your hair. Or the other option, that's probably the easiest, is just shave it off, and go with the shaved head. It's a very manly, very tough look, and I don't think there's anything wrong with just doing that. So that's always an option. All right, which Japanese brand is the best, Seiko, Citizen, or Orient? I don't know. I mean, they're all great. I like Seiko, but I don't really know enough about the other two to compare them. I mean, I think they use a lot of the same components, and the same craftsmanship. So I think they're all solid brands. Options on Botox. Haven't tried it, so no opinion on that. Still waiting on that Peter Manning skinny jeans review. Yes, that's a good point. I do have a box of Peter Manning stuff. Should be arriving in the mail pretty soon, so I will review a bunch of their new products very soon. All right, best luxury watches for small wrists. I will drop a link in the chat right now that is all about that. So check out this article. It's a list of I think 25 small automatic watches that are perfect for smaller wrists. Okay, Francisco, I've been using your ideas to improve myself with great results this week. Thanks to these videos. Saludos. Glad to hear that, man. Appreciate that. Even if you have small wrists, you can just go to the watchsmith for easy adjustment. That's true, but I think what he's saying is, the actual case diameter and the face size, the lug to lug width and the thickness. So it's stuff that you can't adjust. I mean, obviously you can adjust the strap to fit your wrist, but you're gonna want something that, I mean, a good rule of thumb is like the lug to lug width shouldn't be wider than your wrist, you know? And so this is a 37 millimeter face diameter. I think the lug's, I don't know, probably 45 or something. But this is good for my wrist. My wrist is like 6.25 inches. So you just want to find a watch that's the right dimensions for your wrist and your hand. All right. My friend wore suits in McDonald's interview and didn't get the job. Do you think it was because of the suit? I don't know. I can't imagine the suit being the reason that you wouldn't get a job. So no, it probably wasn't because of the suit. What button-up shirt fits better for your body, Ashton Anvil or Peter Manning? They're pretty similar, actually. Yeah, I don't know that there's too much of a difference in the way they fit. I mean, Peter Manning has a bunch of different button-ups now because they have their weekend shirts, their everyday shirts. I think they even might have another one, like a weekend Oxford or something. So I think the Ashton Anvil has the everyday shirt. And I think it fits very, very similarly to Peter Manning's weekend shirt. Peter Manning's everyday shirt might be a tiny bit longer because I think it can be worn tucked in too. But yeah, I'd say I probably would make that decision of which one I'm going to buy based on the colors and patterns that they have, not necessarily the fit, because they're both going to fit pretty well. Are you an Arizona Diamondbacks fan? Not really. I'm not really. This is my home state, so haven't really gotten too big into the local sports here. What are your thoughts on companies like Kenneth Cole or Perry Ellis? I don't really have many thoughts on them because they don't make anything that really fits me. So, you know, I never really. I've stopped trying to find clothes that fit from brands like that. All right, you have a full garderobe, and also you got $100. What do you buy with that budget? I'm not sure I know what that is. What you're saying, wardrobe? You have to rephrase your question, Dennis. Have you been to India? No, I have not been to India. Closest I've been is Southeast Asia, like Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. But I haven't been to India, at least not yet. Would you recommend any specific product for American Crew? I've only tried their forming cream, which I thought was okay. I've heard their fiber is really good, so I'll have to try that. If I do, I will, I'll let you know. But I didn't love their forming cream, but I tried it when I had longer hair, so maybe at this length it might work better. But I found it to be just like a little bit greasy. Thoughts on best polo shirts? I'd say two of the two polo shirts that I'm really liking is the Peter Manning polo shirt and then the Ralph Lauren boys size polo shirts. So for me, the boys large fits really well. I actually have not bought anything from Frank and Oak. All right, what is the most versatile pant besides dark wash denim? I would say probably some sort of chino, like a navy chino or a tan chino. I think light wash denim is also very versatile. Can you wear a diver with a dressy outfit like James Bond? How about chronograph watches with leather bands? They considered to be dressy. I don't think a chronograph is considered to be a dress watch necessarily. A diver technically isn't a dress watch either. These days, a lot of people will wear a dress watch or a diver or something like that, like a Rolex, with a suit because it is a luxury watch. So it's kind of inherently dressy these days. But traditionally, a diver was not a dress watch, and if you're a menswear purist, you'd probably still agree that a diver's not meant to be worn with a suit because a dress watch, it tends to be much thinner. Divers are chunky watches. They have thick cases. Dress watch is meant to be really slim, and it's a smaller watch in general because That way your sleeve cuff can just kind of slide over your watch. So yeah, I mean, a lot of guys will wear a diver with a suit. I probably, if I didn't have another watch, I might do that, but I'd probably try to find a dressier watch. Okay, non-fragrance question. Where's your next place of destination, like travel? I don't know. There's a few cities in the U.S. that I just haven't been to yet that I really want to visit. Haven't been to San Francisco. Haven't been to Austin, Seattle, Portland. So Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. So yeah, I wanna check out a bunch of those places here in the U.S. And then obviously there's a bunch of places around the world that I love to go to, but a little easier to do domestic trips. Is Mott and Bow good quality and fit wise? Okay, in my opinion, Mott and Bow is good quality, but it's not great for the shorter guy because they don't carry extra small shirts, and their jeans come in, I think 30-inch inseam is the shortest. A lot of their jeans only come in 32 and 34 inch. So yeah, they're certainly not focusing on the shorter guy. Which sucks because their stuff, it looks really good and it's high quality, but it's just not good for us. Would you wear jeans with a blazer? Yes. Yeah, you could. That's a solid classic look. Can you show me your production room? I might do a studio tour, but not right now. Yeah, I'll think about that. All right, as a high schooler, where can I buy clothes on a low budget? I mean, you're probably gonna want to stick with like H&M, Zara, places like that are very affordable. J. Crew Factory is another good one. What shape of frame of eyeglasses should I get with a narrow oval face? A narrow oval face, I'd probably get like the Wayfarer type shape. But the thing is, I don't think face shape is a great way to find glasses. Let me show you real quick. I have a video. I'll just find the link. I have a video that I think is much more helpful for finding glasses that fit your face. I'll drop that in the comments here. Because for me, the face shape thing doesn't make any sense. All right, let's see, where are we? Would you wear a collar bar? Yeah, I think so. I don't have any, but I would. Hans de Foucault, I've actually got Hans de Foucault in my hair right now. This is the sponge wax. Yeah, seems like pretty good stuff. Oh, I forgot, I was gonna give one of these away. So this is the Hans de Foucault Discovery Kit. Let me think. I'm trying to think of the best way to do giveaways on these live videos. I think here's what we're gonna do. After the video is done, which is gonna be in a couple minutes, once it posts to YouTube, because what happens with these live videos, once you finish them, they have to go through a processing, and then it's gonna be uploaded to my channel as like a regular video. Once it's uploaded, which will be in 20 minutes from now, leave a comment under the live video, because the comments you're leaving right now, they don't show up on the video once it's posted. Once it's posted, leave a comment. Just say whatever you want, and I'm gonna pick one person from the comments, and I'll send you this Hans de Foucault Discovery Kit. Got to be in the U.S. I can't do the international shipping because it's there's liquids and stuff. But yeah, just leave a comment on this video once it's posted after the live session is done, and I'll pick one person and send them this in the US. And I'll just show you what's in here real quick. Don't leave a comment in the chat, just leave it in the comment section of the video after the live version is done. So it's this. So it's a sample of their cream, claymation, and sponge wax, and shampoo, and then whatever that is. So give this away. Leave a comment on this video after it's posted. Comments in the live chat don't count because they disappear after the live video is done. All right, a few more questions here. What are your thoughts on Fashion Anchor, the company Alpha M just bought? I'm actually trying it out very soon. I think they're sending a sample over. Looks very promising. I could think of like a million ways to use it. Actually, Kyle from the Distilled Man did a video on how to use it, and yeah, it just looks like a good thing to have on hand, you know. So I'll let you know. I'll do a video on it. All right, top quality brands. So many good brands. Just check out the blog, check out the YouTube channel. Any recommendation for someone a little wider, size 11? I would find brands that offer wider shoes. So, most brands, most big shoe brands like Allen Edmonds and stuff, they're gonna have different sizes, like 7D, 7E, and you'll want to find sizes that are size 11, but that are size 11 wide. And if a brand doesn't make that, or if it tends to run narrow, probably avoid that brand. All right, just do a couple more. Nice, UMD alumni. Earbuds, these are the Beats X. Beats X. They say they're wired. I mean, they're Bluetooth, but they're not wireless. They have wires, but they're hands-free, so they don't connect to your phone. How are you choosing which comments get picked? The only comments I'm not answering are the ones that, if they're too general, like for example, Fatih just asked what quality brands do you recommend. I feel like that's something that you can kind of find on the channel and on the blog. So like that's not it's too broad of a question to answer here. So I like the more specific questions. All right. Unscented deodorant. I like Mitchum, but you could wear if you want something without the aluminum in it that won't stain your shirt. You could pick something more natural. I like the Mitchum unscented. Lanyards hold my keys better. Yeah, I probably wouldn't let the lanyard hang out of the pocket necessarily. But I used to carry one around, in college. But I think there's other more stylish ways, I guess, to carry your keys these days. All right, guys. One more time. Hansafuku Discovery Kit. Once this video is posted, leave a comment. You can say anything you want, and I'll pick one person, and I'll send this to them. It's got to be in the U.S. So yeah, just do that in the comment section after this video is posted, in like 10-20 minutes after it's done processing and uploading, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, it's been real. It's been about an hour, so gotta run. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow if you're in the U.S. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week. Later.